If you're currently a third or fourth year dental student who's going to be taking the Integrated National Board Dental Exam anytime soon, then this video is for you. Today we're going to be covering 3 things that you need to be doing in order to pass the exam on the first try. My name is Joy, I'm a dentist, and I took the INBDE, or the Integrated National Board Dental Examination, in 2021, and I did pass it on the first try, but I did start taking the part 1 and part 2, but I didn't pass the part 1, and I was like, okay, that's enough. So if you want to watch my first video on it, then I will put it right here in the card or here, wherever it is. You'll be able to click on it right here. So check that one out first. Okay, now let's get into today. This is what I've learned. There have been a lot of developments since I took it, since it was so new, and I just want to share all this new information with you. So let's get started with the basics. The test is $845. So just know that right up front, it's going to cost you $845 to take the test. It's not cheap, and I don't want y'all to waste your money on different attempts because it's unnecessary. It's also a 2-day exam. On the first day, it's 8 hours and 15 minutes. You have 360 questions. And on the second day, you have 4 hours and 15 minutes, and it is 140 questions. So a total of about 12 hours and 500 questions. Now, what's actually on the exam? There are 2 content areas. Well, it's broken down into 2 different groups. So one is going to be your clinical content, which would be practice and profession, diagnosis and treatment planning, and oral health management. And then on the other side, there's foundation knowledge, and there are 10 pillars of foundation knowledge that you need to know. And the major 2, and I say major 2 because they have the highest percentage of questions on the exam, are molecular biochem development. So all the things we learned in first and second years of dental school, really the first year. And then the second one would be pathology. Super duper important. Those are broken down at 12% and 11%. And the rest of the foundation knowledge pillars, you still need to know them, okay? Don't ignore them. But just know that these 2 are the top 2. Now, for the rest of that, and to get all the details about foundation knowledge and also clinical content, you can visit the candidate guide, which can be found on the INBDE website. It's put together by the ADA, and it has everything that you need. I'll put the link in the description box below. So now we're going to get to our 3 steps. What exactly do you need to be studying, and how are we going to study in order to pass on the first attempt? The biggest thing that I think you can do for yourself in preparing for this here exam is practice questions. Practice questions not only allows your brain to get in test-taking mode, but it also helps you understand, where am I lacking in knowledge? Where do I need to go revisit, study up a little bit more, and then return to the practice questions? Practice questions are also great because memorizing a bunch of information is one thing, but being able to interpret that information that you know into test answers is a whole nother beast. So this is really going to help you get into the groove of putting this information in a useful form. While we're on the topic of practice questions, it's important to note that when you do these practice questions and you're in one section, you're like, oh, I got all these questions right, I don't need to study anything else about development. No, that's not true. You do need to still study more about development because your brain will surprise you in good and not so great ways. So don't just push it out of the way because you got all the questions right on the first try. You still need to revisit it and still study those topics, even if you do have a good grasp of them. Step number 2. Once you figure out what you don't know, you need to revisit the content. So you could go to your PowerPoints and lectures from class and all that, or you can just visit Mental Dental. Mental Dental, that's put together by Dr. Ryan. He is brilliant. He has a whole entire library starting from before you even start dental school, trying to take the DAT, all the way through practice and clinical management in your 3rd and 4th years of practice or of dental school. So all the videos are there. They're all organized. They're all very simple but thorough. Ryan did a fantastic job, and that is how I studied. So I'll put the link to his videos here. I really found that the pharmacology one, I watched that one on repeat. I watched it every single day that I studied because it was such a great review and it covered so many topics and it explained it very, very well. His pharmacology and really everything, but for me, that was the most important thing that I watched. Mental Dental is also great for the development of teeth because we learned that probably the first semester of your first year of dental school. It's been a while since then, right? So it revisits everything and it is super simple, like I said before, and it's perfect. I can't say enough good things about Mental Dental, and That's it. Okay, the third thing that I would recommend in order to study and pass on the first try would be to get enrolled in a program to kind of organize everything for you, track your progress, and help you just stay on a schedule and in a really organized manner. So the one I'm going to recommend y'all today is INBDE Bootcamp. Now, Bootcamp is a program. They have different programs like for the DAT, for the integrated boards. They had it for part 1 and part 2, but they're reputable, y'all. And they put everything together, all the practice questions you could ever need, because where else are you going to get practice questions? Like, I'm sure you can just look online and there are documents that have practice questions, but having it all in one place is really helpful. So the Bootcamp program, it's online. You can pull it up on a laptop, but it also has a mobile app, so that you can have these questions with you, you can have this knowledge with you anywhere that you go, and I think it's a great tool to use. So I emailed the people over at Bootcamp, and I got a discount code just for you all, and using Joy10, you can get 10% off of your program that you select. And the great thing about INBDE Bootcamp is that if you don't pass on your first attempt, then you can get your money back. If you get the 3-month or the 6-month subscription, and you do all the things that you're supposed to and you still don't pass, just send them an email and you can get your money back. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I just cannot stress enough how important it is to be structured in your studying and to be dedicated in your studying. Trying to do this the night before, the weekend before, I don't recommend it. Maybe it will work, but what if we just gave it all the attention and dedication that this test deserves? Like, you're coming to the end of your dental school time. Just wrap it up, okay? Wrap it up, do what you're supposed to, put your head down and study, and pass on the first attempt so you can worry about what's next, because y'all still have to take the ADEX or the CDCA, whatever it is now, because Reb that I took, it's no more. But just focus, please focus, so that we can get this test over and done with. Y'all already know you've been through so much in dental school, and there's still so much to go. The integrated national boards, honestly, I thought it was less difficult than the part 1, and I did pass it on the first try, unlike the part 1. So knock it out. Y'all got it. I believe in you. Okay, well, that is it for this video. If you found anything helpful, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already subscribed to this channel. I'm here for y'all. I have a lot of information and I would love to share it with you. Let me know what you want to see next. Bye and good luck.